Hey guys, so these are going to be my first shots of the day. I think that might be just a little bit appropriate for here. So I have a like a drafts folder on my computer where like I made a video and then decided it was absolute shit. So I'll just put it in the drafts folder, watch it later. Maybe I'll get an idea or whatever out of it. Or if nothing else, it'll remind me to try to make a better video. Trying to make a better video is what I'm going to do right now. A lot of times I will do something and I'll watch it later on and I'll realize I didn't say it clearly, didn't explain it well enough. Sometimes I was flat out wrong. And this is kind of about one of those videos. I made a video here, I don't know, a week ago or 75 years ago, time flies, called Another Approach. And that was a video about what I try to do if I'm getting used to something new, in that case a new cue, but I'm not down here just practicing. Like I'm in a tournament and somebody hands me a different cue and says, here, you got to use this. I still want to do well. And what I talked about it now was I'll do what I will become the world's most boring pool player. I don't know the equipment. I don't know what's going to happen if I try to do anything fancy or whatever. So I'll just dumb it down quite a bit. And in that video, it kind of came off like I was advocating just like cinch the balls. And that's not what I meant to say. And this is my clarification on that. So what I meant was keep it as simple as necessary. The nice thing about that advice is I think that's pretty much the way that you're supposed to shoot pool anyway. You don't work any harder than you have to. Don't do anything fancier than is necessary. I played in this 8-ball tournament last fall, and I mentioned that the guy that I played in the hot seat and in the finals, very, very good player, better than me, and very efficient. I call him efficient. Some other people call his style like a clean style. I think my word was better, but he never worked any harder than he had to. And I think that's what I was trying to get at when I talked about being the world's most boring player. And if I get to any examples, I'll show you those and talk about those. But for now, I guess it would help if I had an 8-ball on the table. We'll just pretend the 8-ball is somewhere. Oh, well, this might be an example right here. I'm playing 8-ball. I do need an 8 on the table for this example. So I'm playing 8-ball on stripes. I could shoot to 15 and draw back. I might even shoot to 15 and draw back for an angle so that I can shoot to 14 and then the 12 in the same pocket. The 12 is blocked for this corner. I can do that. Am I really comfortable enough with this new piece of equipment? Remember, somebody just handed me this to draw back a certain amount and make sure I don't come all the way back here? Not really. And so the keep it simple, stupid principle would tell me that, don't try to do that. A stop shot's not good enough either. I need to be in the middle of these two balls. Then I've got the 12 there or the 14 here. And that's what I was kind of trying to get at. The better players are going to be better at seeing and executing this stuff. Almost missed that ball. First shots of the day. Than the less experienced players. But I think you can still strive to be able to do that. In this case, I was kind of expecting to get a shot on the 12 next. I'm almost straightened on the 14. If I had gotten 100% straightened on the 14, if I could shoot it and draw straight back to here, then that's what I would have done. That would have been, well, let me just show you. If I was here, sure, I could shoot out of the ball, but shooting the 14 and just drawing back a foot is easier. That's not where I got. I got a little bit of a goofy ankle. So keep it simple. Don't just automatically. This is what happens. Oh, another rule about keep it simple. Don't be talking to the damn camera when you're trying to shoot. At least shut up for this motion, for that second that it takes to do that. At least do that. So yeah, close. So then shoot the 14 and shoot the 8. That's what I was trying to get at with that video of mine. And as I watched the version that I have in my drafts folder, I guess got to thinking that that's kind of the way you're supposed to shoot anyway. Kind of the way a lot of people say you're supposed to shoot anyway. Is you do what is necessary and nothing more. That does not mean that what you're capable of. I guess I should also add to that. That's like the third thing that some of the instructional stuff that I've seen doesn't talk about. If I feel like I'm capable of shooting the 5 and bringing the cue ball up here, shoot the 6 in here, maybe that's what I would do. If for whatever reason there's other balls and that's what I want to do. Bad examples, I'll try to set some up. Maybe like this. Maybe like this. Shoot the 5, come up here, shoot the 6, top shot, shoot the 7, something like that. Bad example. But if I'm not super comfortable with being able to do that, especially with a new cue, then maybe I'll think about something else. Shoot the 5, come over here, and then shoot the 7, and then go right. It's the gist. It's not the specifics of what I'm trying to relay here, and what I'm really trying to relay in the other video. It's not just cinch this ball, cinch the next ball. It's what is necessary, and do that. Find the simplest possible thing that still gets the job done, that still does what you need to do, and do that. Right here, let's see, I got the wrong angle, just a little bit on the 7. I can slow roll the 7, this is the cue ball, maybe to about right here, and then I've got a cut on the 8. Or I could just shoot the 7 harder with like top right. It's not really going to make the 7 any more of a difficult shot. But depending on my speed control and all that, it's going to help me to get shape on the 8, in theory. You got to make the ball, David. Remember how I said it wasn't going to make the 7 any tougher? See, there's this phenomenon called spin-induced throw. You got to keep that shit in mind. And with a new cue, maybe that wasn't the right shot to shoot with a new cue, like in this scenario. Maybe that wasn't what I should have been doing, because I didn't really know clearly what was going to happen. How much spin was I going to get? Oh, I don't know if this shot's, well, I guess this shot is better than if I left the cue ball here like original, but still not ideal, clearly. Say I'm like this. Perfectly straight in on the 14, and I'm playing 8 ball again. I need the 14 and then I need the 8. This just comes down to an individual's, what they're decent at and stuff. I could shoot the 14 and just stop shot it, and then cut the 8, or maybe bank the 8. If I feel a little bit better about it, I can shoot the 14 and draw back. The simplest thing possible would be just shoot a stop shot at the 14. But you got, if you look at the whole game, shooting a stop shot at the 14 is not the right shot. you have to do the minimum shot that is necessary, and it's necessary to get in better shape on the 8 than a stop shot would give me. That's all I was trying to say in the other video. I just didn't do a really good job of it. Just why I'm doing this. If I'm slightly inside the object ball this time, I can still draw it back, but maybe I'd be better off with something like that and come around for shape like that. What do I feel most comfortable with? In the cases, in that case there, the follow shot versus that draw shot, I feel better about just the draw shot in that case. Certainly because I didn't have to worry about that scratch. And if this ball kept going and going here, I'd have felt bad. But not bad examples. You can take it down to just a shot. And I know I've talked about this, probably this exact example before. If I'm playing 8-ball, then my options are bank the 8, cut it here, cut it down there, and I'm going to ignore banking it there or any bullshit like that. Basically, I'm down to 3 choices. Cut it in the side. It's not the world's toughest cut, but it's a pretty darn skinny pocket from this angle. Cut the 8 down here is a tougher cut, though the pocket is perfectly big enough. In my case, I'm going to bank the 8. In a lot of people's case, they're not going to feel nearly as confident about the bank as they would with one of the 2 cut options. So, keep it simple, and for me, the simplest option, well, was to bank the 8. Didn't go in, first shots today, blah, 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 blah. That's kind of annoying that I missed that by that much. So I don't mind missing the ball by a quarter of an inch or an inch, but that was at least an inch and a half. And that's really unacceptable. That's much better. So, yeah. Clarification, follow-up, correction, whatever, to that video I made called Another Approach is you still have to do what's necessary and what's right and what you're capable of doing. You don't just blindly just cinch this ball, cinch the next ball. Hope you get a shot for the next ball and cinch it. You do what is necessary that you're capable of doing, but and still keeping it simple. You don't have to do, like, if I really wanted to exaggerate shit, oh yeah, I can exaggerate the hell out of stuff. Let's say, then I need to make this 14 in that corner to win the championship of the world. I could shoot a jump shot at that 14. Do I need to? No. But I certainly could. Nothing stopping me. Nothing stopped me from getting up here and getting my jump cue out and doing that. I could shoot the 14 in and take that moment to show off how good my draw stroke is. I don't have a very good draw stroke, but I could shoot the 14 and do something fancy like that. Whatever. It's not what you're supposed to do. I don't think ever. I think what you're supposed to do, as I've already demonstrated, I hope anyway, is okay, what's the simplest thing necessary on this shot? Make the 14 and don't scratch. Does that mean a stop shot or does that mean slow rolling? In my case, because I don't fully trust that corner on this table, I'm going to shoot a stop shot at it. If I 100% fully trusted the table, I would slow roll it. Get a little bit. So, yeah, sure, that's way more boring than the jump shot was, or drawing all the way back would have been had I had a good draw stroke, but not necessary. So I'm gonna stop the video, and I hope I've clarified it a little bit. I know that I have for myself, but I don't want anybody to watch my other video and for some reason decide to take my advice and go, well, Dave says just cinch every ball. That might be what I said, but that's not what I meant. Do what's necessary that you're still capable of. Try to keep everything as simple as possible, but as simple as necessary as well. And I'm rambling. Later, guys.